Right, and I am going live. I'm going to put my fireplace on here today. Let me make sure I'm getting it on the other side. You are live. Yes, there I am. So bear with me a minute. Put this on. It is a gloomy day outside today with rain and cold, but spring is coming. Good morning to you. Good afternoon, Big Sexy. Hello, Kelly. Nice to see you. Got a lot to talk about this morning. I've had people ask me to weigh in a little bit, at least on the daily, before we get to yucks and raise spirits and do that. Got a Gmail message for you. Okay, Miguel. Good. Hello, Vicky. Hello, Miranda. Good morning to you. Good morning, Darlene. Getting myself situated. I got my cup of coffee. It's amazing the things that keep you happy when times get tough. Chrysler's Ops of Expedient announced the same, just a heads up. I know. Hey, Deb, how you doing? We're going to tear into President invoked the Defense Production Act today, which is a pretty monumental step on a large scale, and what that means. Hello, Maggie. Hello, Penny. We'll get into the roots of why that was born. How you doing? It is the little luxuries. And you know what? Spring is coming. The gardens are going to look beautiful. The flowers are going to be out. The trees are going to be looking lovely with green leaves. The grass will be green. The sun will smile again. And things will reverse themselves, at least for quite a long time. Good morning, Joan Ann Smith. Good morning, Quinny. Good morning, Chemstone. Bruce Oyster Cough. Good morning to you. That's what I mean, Joan Ann. A beautiful day in Colorado. It's, life goes on. I woke up to an unprecedented number of getting messages just pouring in here, asking me questions about this and that. I'm not a financial advisor. Okay, what I am is a historian of financial markets and a United States historian in particular. That's all I am, nothing more. Don't go by what I say. I just use history as a guide in human nature, okay? The tank plant. Yeah, how you doing, Queen of Planet 69? I guess that's okay, Shadow Poet. How you doing, Paul Cook? Just ride the waves. Exactly. Just ride the waves. We'll let things fill up a little more here this morning. Big things are happening. Things are happening very quickly, but everything that's being done at this point in time is legally empowered with the powers of the President of the United States, and what you're just seeing is an exercise in those powers today. I immediately had people messing. Are they going to take my guns away? Are they going to go door to door and do house searches? Are they going to? Am I going to be drafted into the army all of a sudden? Man, come on. Oh yeah, Shadow Poet. Yeah, good times will be coming back. Good times will be coming back. I have to worry about that. Hello, Toon Cat. We've reached, I don't know where. I think we're down another 1,600 points as we speak on the Dow, and we're starting to close in on my target here. 15 to 16,000. Yeah, nobody's going to take nobody's going to come and confiscate your guns. I couldn't believe it about 5 minutes before I went live today. Rosie, I'm seeing police cars going down my street. Are they going to start confiscating my weapons? Come on. I mean, I shouldn't laugh, but my goodness, we need to be realistic about the speed at which events move and what government's capable of doing and what they're not capable of doing. Hello, Jane. Morning or afternoon to you, wherever you are. I should come in. I should make everybody tell me one piece of good news. One piece of good news today. My piece of good news is this. The sun is going to come out pretty soon in the next couple days. And spring will be officially here. That's my good news. Things are scary, but I'm staying positive. It's the time to. It's a time. Things happen. You know, we're in the shock and awe stage. A lot of doctors will be doing telemedicine. Stay calm. I know some people have nervous conditions, things like that. That always make me happy. We need to focus. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I found toilet paper. See, the good news is running in. Yes, there was an earthquake. Yeah, can I cook up some hand sanitizer in the shine check? I got plenty of hand sanitizer. I have 180 proof white dog out there that will kill everything on contact. White lightning, 183 proof. There ain't nothing going to survive. There ain't no virus on planet Earth that's going to live through that. Yeah, the bank did minimize the amount of money you can take. Yeah, they're just normal precautions. Hey, Mark Handler, we're a plastic guy. Yeah, Deb in Vegas is yes. I woke up. Yeah. You got to be able to have humor. Hey, Boston Kitty Cat, how you doing? When you wake up in the morning, and I got up about 6 o'clock today, and the first message you read is, I've been up for 39 hours straight watching I've got 2 TVs set up next to each other. I'm watching Fox News and CNN simultaneously. I'm like, wow, you're going to get overloaded. You're going to have a magnification of what's going on out there, and it's going to overwhelm your psyche, okay? And you're going to push yourself into a psychosis or something. Get some sleep. Bought a bottle of 100 proof for less than, not for sanitizing. There we go. Yeah. There's no point to be car productions and all that. The good news, if there is any, is everything that is being forestalled now, the demand will return. It's similar to what happens in times of war. Profit of thrift will pay off. Yes, the profit of thrift will definitely pay off. Being thrifty. Okay, you don't need that $5 cup of Starbucks coffee. You're going to see Starbucks disappear by the hundreds and thousands and things. People are going to get down to a basic, I just want a cup of coffee. Everyone watches the Fox News are not taking this seriously. Most of the seniors, they probably feel like their lives, senior citizens may feel like their lives are baked in the cake, so they don't have to worry about their lifestyle being interrupted, would be my guess. We may go to war with Iran. I kind of doubt it. Hot Frog. Hey, Jay Holly. I kind of doubt it. But you never know with Trump, right? How you doing, Jen? Good afternoon. Good morning to you, sweetie. So so for the people that are writing in the morning, and what do you think? My investment is here now. What do you think of my Apple? I've ridden, Monsanto down to blah blah blah. What should I do? My DuPont's been cut in half. I'm not a financial advisor. Okay. There you go. Darlene says I watch Fox, but I'm taking precautions. Not elderly yet. So that's the problem. When they hey, Cruella, I haven't seen you in a while. When they put people in home quarantine, which they are, and I will be going out later, taking a walk and looking around. I'll try to go down to the heart of the city here. People don't have a lot to do except watch TV and cable, so they're going to get this sense of magnification of doom. So I think it's important psychologically that you walk outside, you smell the air. If it's a sunny day, take a chair, sit down, and enjoy it. Okay. Yeah, nobody's gonna go to war right now. So hey, Loretta, how you doing? Yeah, Ron doesn't want a war. People got too much stuff going on, and in their own countries now. They're too distracted. Kids are out of school for sounds like they may not. I don't think the how you doing, Bobby? Nice to see you. Good morning. I don't think that the kids will go back to school. Yeah, nothing has changed for me. I still shop for the day as always. Okay. Soaking up the vitamin D. Pollen, yeah, pollen season drives me crazy. I'm doing good, Loretta. I'm feeling good. Sleeping well. Yeah, Rihanna says, I'm a child care provider and we're struggling with whether to stay open. How you doing, Canadian chick? That's just a call on your part for safety. Yeah, don't take deep breaths. Thank you. Take deep breaths. Still at home with my dog. Daycares are full. No one has shut us down, and kids are germ spreaders. They are. Good luck to you, lucky beans. Close their campus. Told students they refuse to give in any of the state positive. Yes, we will get through. We are, hey Craig, we are approaching the point of maximum shock and awe. I'm still sticking with my target of 15 to 16,000 on the Dow, sometime to be reached in the next, well, speed it's gone, maybe days or a few weeks. You are so relaxing. It's in the midst of most. Thank you, Donna. I've been through a few things. Yeah, don't watch Pandemic. Don't go back and look at the flu pandemics of 1918 and things like that. Thank you, Kathy. You need to be calm. When things start turning up again and confidence starts to be reinstilled, you'll be surprised how psychology can turn on a dime. Remember, nobody felt like this last week, right? I took off. I was in Reno. You think I was worried? I mean, I had put out my material in mid-February on this coming storm, and I was focusing on having a good time. I never thought that we would reach the point where we've reached today. That's for sure. Hey, Timothy. Everyone needs to act like they don't. Just because you feel well doesn't mean you're not spreading it. Exactly. Sitting on the porch, listening and watching the rain, drinking coffee. It's lovely. There you go, Cruella. That's what I like to hear. Mark said, I'm still working, except there are no customers. Yeah, you're keeping us calm. I feel like that's having a little idea about the roadmap ahead. I think helps a little bit. Helps a little bit too, because history can be an outstanding guide. Hey, BBE, watch Elbow. He's an expert on the virus. Beta Boy, I don't think anybody watches him anymore. It's like the sun setting. He's passed into irrelevancy on YouTube. There's no prospects for the future for him. He's one mechanical failure away from literally going into a FEMA tent housing arrangement and being relegated to an Obama cricket phone. It's inevitable. There will be no job prospects. There will be the YouTube advertising money will be sliced so severely. There will be no goodwill support. And in that particular situation, it's what we call YouTube checkmate. You're done. Now, you may scramble around like a chicken that doesn't know its head's been cut off, and that's what you're witnessing right now. But he knows that he is now a decapitated chicken running around with no prospects in the worst possible housing situation that you could be in. Being in an old van that's liable to break down at any particular moment. It's absolutely worse. You have to interact with people on almost a daily basis. Your hygiene now starts to be compromised. Your ability to get food and feed yourself. You are literally in the worst of all situations. So it's what I call it is the chicken with its head cut off moment running around. No prospects, no goodwill out there from anybody on YouTube. You know, and that's the way it'll be. People got to take care of their own now. Would you rather give it to your money to a lazy guy who sleeps till 3 o'clock in the afternoon, or would you rather support people that through no circumstance of their own, have now found themselves in tough situations. I know what I do. We're about an unhinged person taking his I don't think anybody's going to want to. Anybody with half a brain doesn't want to be in that situation out there. So it's it's game over. So it's just visualize the chicken with its head cut off running around, still thinking that everything's all good when everybody knows that the ship is sinking, taking on water. There'll be there's no value to be offered. There's no historical perspectives. There's no knowledge. There's no training. There's no educational background to provide anything of value to anybody in a time like this. Yeah, the only content is screaming, it's over. It is a chicken literally having its head cut off that is running around. And the shock and awe will take that one out very soon as YouTube money dries up. I haven't seen, but I can tell you, knowing him, the haircut was done and fluffed in a way to look as ridiculous as possible so that people would be talking about it, which they are doing. Everything he does is calculated in the short term to try to get people talking about it. So he'll take it, he'll fluff it all up, he'll make himself look like a circus clown just so people will talk about it. That's the Elvis playbook, like slurping coffee. Right, smacking your lips, all to give people something to tell. You think he acts like that outside when the YouTube videos aren't on? But yet, yeah, turn it back on. But yet, people will watch the theater of the absurd there instead of moving on to bigger things. Yeah, lack of intelligence will show forth in coming weeks and days amongst a lot of people that were ill prepared, that had the false notion that they do not have to be productive, they do not have to contribute to society. They can basically be takers from society without returning anything back to society. And they will find that, yes, society will now take care of them, but not in the style that they have become accustomed to. It is a theater of the absurd. Yes, the whole thing is an act, Canadian chick, yes. And it had the, it had the whole effect of having people talk about it, which is the whole thing. Yeah, hate watching is still views, and there's not much to really hate on because the ship is going down. There's nothing more. There won't be any YouTube monetization will yield peanuts. They're not going to be running car ads, truck ads. Might run a clearance sales. Every advertiser of every major corporation is pulling back like crazy right now to preserve. We all know when times get tough, corporations cut their advertising budgets first, and that will be the realities of things. There is no Elbow doesn't have content. He's not educated enough to understand. He's the proverbial, what we call in China, the frog that sits in the well. Imagine a frog that sits at the bottom of a well, okay, and it looks up at the sky above. It's a happy frog, right? It doesn't know anything else except that little piece of the sky. It's up there. That's the whole world that the frog knows, the proverbial frog in the well. That's what an uneducated person is like today, drifting through life with no comprehension of the world around them, grabbing little bits and pieces of things that other people talk about in the hopes of sounding like there's something intelligent pieced together out of it. And what happens is usually it becomes a laugh track for a comedy. How you doing, Scottish Sarah? Nice to see you. So that was just well said. Yeah, thank you, Quinny. So it's the proverbial frog in the well. There's nothing left anymore. There's nobody to turn to. All the bridges have been burned. It's like Napoleon's march to Moscow, and Napoleon's ill-fated invasion of Russia. Okay, get all the way to Moscow, and nothing left. Nobody to meet with you. No emperor to come out and sue for peace. Nothing. And then you got that long, bitter retreat back to France, whereupon you'll lose 90% of your army to freezing, to hateful people that you stepped on the way on. They will be doing you. Yeah, it's GN commercial. No down payments, no nothing for 90 days. How you doing, Cheryl? Carol. The same with King Carol. Yeah, King Carol of the 12th of Sweden. Ill-fated invasion of Russia. Hitler's ill-fated. Okay, that's Marshall. You think you're on top of the world like Napoleon when he got to Moscow, and they gutted the city and started to set fire to it, and there was nothing left. Okay, and that was it. Okay, so he's, to my mind, he's getting everything that's coming to him, and then there will be so much more that's coming. When the money needs are there, and the van breaks down, and the checks from YouTube, and the declining number of people watching because there's no content worth listening to. This is the fate that doesn't just befall him, but a lot of people that thought that they should build a career on YouTube. And we know that that's not the case. You get a glimpse into his soul. It is black and it is rotten to the core. Will that change? It will change. Life will take this man. It will beat him over the open fires of the forge, and will reforge him into a new person. He will understand finally why relationships are so important in life. And well, as we see in the whole YouTube scene is going to change. And I've said from day one, anybody that builds their career on YouTube money is in for the real shock and all coming up. There is no content, Lucky Beans. There's nothing there. There's a lack of intelligence that can't begin to comprehend what's going on in the world around them, because it's the proverbial frog in the well, sitting down there astounded that life looks so good on a daily basis. So paranoia strikes today. That's right. That's what I'm saying. It's anybody's fault. Now, moving off of that, yeah, it's a lack of intelligence. It's a low IQ. Okay, it's an inability to process. It's like a 256K processor in a Pentium 4 world. Okay, that's all I can say about it. How you doing, Linda Lou? People now have a reason to not give a dime, because their own situation is so unknowable going into the future. I am doing well. I'm doing well, Lisa Ann. I'm feeling good. Okay, that's the only thing I can compare it to. Is that mind is like an abacus doing long division, okay, or something like that, okay? Incapable of inductive reasoning, incapable of understanding the world around, but only capable of increasing levels of hate, self-loathing, and more craziness to try to put the toothpaste back in the tube, and it's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. Yeah, it's that, right? That's it. If people would tune out and not watch because there's really nothing to gain from it, it would be a different story. I'm going to be so grateful or two over a long time. I know. Yeah, thank you. So, that's it. He'll be off into the sunset, struggling. I have serious doubts. Who knows what the condition will be? The expense of getting that rig at 6 to 8 miles to the gallon will be phenomenal. Food, other things that'll go wrong on the road. So it's all part of a self-inflicted hell, for lack of a better word of putting it. Let's see. Yeah, Grant. Well, I can't stand everything. She wanted. Yeah, thank you, Lucky Bean. Yeah, and I try to stay positive. Somebody contacts me, asks me for help, I inevitably try to do something to help people. That's in nature. Okay, and some people believe in karma, and some people don't believe in karma. I believe that things have a way of balancing out in the universe. Something unforeseen like this pandemic occurs, and it becomes the great leveler. It becomes the great karma that take out the people that didn't heed the warnings of things like Aesop's fables of squirreling nuts away when times are good and preparing for dark times, because their minds are incapable of understanding anything except what's underneath of that wrap around the hamburger from McDonald's. That's it. That's the limits of the limits of their intellectual capacity on a daily basis. Oh, thank you, Quinny. Yeah, you can learn something, but there are no know-it-alls out there. This is why I object to things on some of these news shows. These people come out and they'll the self-proclaimed experts, and they'll come out and tell you this and tell you that. They don't know any more than you do. Okay. Only thing I have as a huge advantage is an acute knowledge of financial history, particularly panics and things stretching all the way back to the 1600s. Do unto others as they have it do unto you. The hygiene will take a huge hit coming up. Okay, huge. Yes, I did more than anyone will ever do now in life. Friends that he talks about have suffered huge financial hits to their portfolios. People have taken large hits here on YouTube. There are some people that are heavily in debt. And the reality is they're not going to be in a position to or want to do anything anymore. They're so-called know-it-alls. Yeah, they're disturbing. Know-it-all. I don't like that. Okay, go clean some closets out, Cruella. I got 3 weeks to do some stuff around here. Gyms and truck showers. Well, the gyms are shut down. How you doing, Quirky? Planet Fitnesses are all shut through the state of California now. All the gyms are shut down. So this is truly the crumbling of the of the frog in the well in his world. And as much as he laughed at other people, I tell you again, watch the movie called The Magnificent Ambersons. Okay, please check that out. You got time today to see that on YouTube. It doesn't cost a dime. And therein is the perfect lesson for a young idiot, know-it-all, who laughs at other people. And at the end of it all, what goes up comes down. And you're going to see all the people on the way down that you saw on the way up. I've had literally, I probably have over 100 Gmails and messages this morning about what's going on. Yes, the Magnificent Ambersons. Cheryl just posted it above. I will turn that off for a second. I'm going to plug in. Okay, let me turn off that. I'm going to go ahead and get my power pack. Tell you one good piece of news, Missy Jan. I've been using my cell phone. I don't have to worry about being disconnected on from the streams and all that nonsense. Okay, there we go. I got that set there. Get a little more power. Let's see. All right, there we go. I think I'm all set on there. Jan ruins it. Missy Jan is doing wonderfully. She's doing good. She's being very careful. I'm going to be doing the shopping and things coming. Yes, that was Orson Welles' movie. It was starring the Mercury Theater players, Joseph Cotton, Agnes Moorehead, who you know is Endor on Bewitched, a young, beautiful Anne Baxter, and I don't know who played the idiot that his world turned upside down on that. On there, I'm not really sure. How you doing? Help me. Nice to see you. Well, the president invoked the Defense Production Act today, and that was something that was put in place. Yeah, earthquake in Utah, right? The end times. That was something that was put in place in 1950 by President Truman in response to post-war when people were striking for higher wages and steel industry, and there were inflation and price hikes, and at that time the United States had to begin fighting in Korea. So the Defense Production Act allowed the president to prohibit strikes in industry and also determine what fair pricing is, and also allow them to set the price for procuring raw materials and things like that. So I have an old motor with turntable needle. Looks like you. I get my needles, Linda, from Voice of Music. Just put in Voice of Music in Michigan, and they have there's some guys that used to work there that produced all the turntables for the great units. They have every needle. They were all retired engineers and production managers. They can fix units. They can sell you all the needles that you need. And there's nothing we can do for you. Yeah. Joseph Cotton, Dolores Costa, Ann Baxter, Tim Holt, Agnes Moore, Ray Collins, Erskine Sanford, Richard Bennett. Great movie. Great movie. And it's the whole story of a idiot who has no comprehension of the world around them, and while life is good and money flows, everything's all good, and they can laugh at the peasants and have a good old time. How you doing, Beryl? Yep, needles for your 78. You'll find all of that stuff over there. You'll find all of that stuff at that place. Voice of Music. Okay. All that thing. Up dump the devil. Yeah, so I think that just gives the president the ability to command materials, and they can tell factories to stop producing, adult pleasure products or whatever's going on, and produce more critical materials for things like ventilators. They can direct companies like Johnson & Johnson and companies like that. It can force companies to share their patents and engineering technology with other manufacturing firms to allow them to produce items. It can help ramp up the quantities dramatically. My anxiety is getting ramped up. Yeah, well, don't let it happen, quirky girl. We're almost to the point of maximum shock and awe. Yeah, or like Truman stand in front of the Congress and threaten to draft people into the Army. Steel workers that don't want to go to work. Okay, shipbuilders, longshoremen that don't want to load or unload boats. It allows the president to force those people at, point of a weapon to get back to work. So don't be anxious. We're getting close to the point. This is what I was talking about. The shock and awe has arrived now. We're almost on the doorstep of what I call the maximum point of panic, in my opinion. I'm to the whatever phase now mentality. Yeah, yep. How you doing, Jennifer? As I told you last night, we still haven't reached the point in the markets where people are just throwing wholesale blocks of stock on for whatever they can get. They still have an idea that it's going to turn at any moment, and since so many people still believe that, it's not going to turn. It's going to turn at the moment where maximum panic his point has passed. You just have to ride it out. That's right, Limo, and just agree. I agree. There's technical indicators in the market that just tell there's still people buying the dip, and we shall see. I'm sticking with my target of 15 to 16,000 on the Dow as a turning point. What's on the schedule today? I'm probably going to turn my attention to cleaning up here and continuing to throw things out on the Rancho. The post build, there's a lot of things that I would like to get rid of that are in the shop. I'd like to make a lot more room because evidently I'm going to be doing a lot more projects in the shop coming up. So I want to make sure that that's a cozy environment to do that, to do some audio repair work, put more of my attention on some of those projects, try to sneak out, do a little bit of metal detecting, things like that. I thought I had problems before all this. I am petrified. But remember, nobody's going to starve to death in this nation. All right, the pandemic is not, we just have to flatten the curve. That's why people are staying home. Yeah, there's nothing you can do. There's nothing you can do. Did you shop this morning? No, I'm going to try to restrict my shopping to once a week, Cheryl. So I've asked Missy Jen to just make herself a list of what things that she wants on the grocery store. I can't guarantee that they'll be in, but I will do my best to get. No, I got allergy season, studio. Allergies are here on top of everything all the time. Yeah, makes sense. Just once a week to go out there. Mail will still be delivered. All that I've told Missy Jen to wipe it down, and yeah, I always get. That's why I was up in my nose a couple weeks ago. It was so itchy. That's when mining for gold. Yeah, I got a good start on the workshop, so I'm going to make that really streamlined, sit there and sort out. There's tons of hardware left. Yeah, that's when you were the greatest. Yep, that's what I was. You get up early, go into the stores, best first thing in the morning, exactly. You should show people how to make your sauce and stuff in short video. It always looks tasty, interesting. Yeah, I was metal detecting my nose, exactly, but this is the time of year. And yeah, it's good. Immune suppressed and senior citizens can shop the first hour of store opening. They're doing that here out in our area too, and that's a good thing. That's a very good thing to be able to do that. You roll over top of those grannies. Yeah. Now they almost look like Luke Perry. Are you going to have him back on the ranch? What would be the point, Sean? As I said, there's nobody in the history of YouTube that's more the architect of his own misery and his own crappy, bleak future than he is. I would not want to be on YouTube demanding taxes from people that have had horrendous holes blown in their lives with devastating financial losses and things. Especially when you wake up at 3 o'clock in the afternoon and you tell people, I'm just chilling out. Hey, just chilling out, man. I'm just taking it easy. I'm chillaxing. Man. That's the frog in the well. That's the chicken that's got its head cut off that doesn't even know. Has no inkling that it's on the way out. None at all. No, won't be coming back. I'm really close to boy. I'm going to allow a friend to shop grocery for a package of toilet paper. That's funny, Kathy. That's funny. Yeah, so I'm those of us who worked for many years, I know, you know, Cobra John has been very open about the losses that he has sustained on his portfolios. You know, it doesn't set people up to want to support people, especially ones that don't, that aren't bringing content. Thank you, Vicky. Fax is backstab. No, Fitz, we never got around to it because I deemed it wasn't worth it to get involved in that. Therefore, there will not be a check forthcoming. He's not been in the system to get any check, if any, are forthcoming. I'm not clean enough. He's not clean enough to live at the rent. Yeah, there's just can't. Yeah, just I can't do that again. It's not possible. Nor does he deserve that. But he does deserve everything that'll be coming his way over the next year. Qualify the one thing down. There's no address. There's no place to file taxes. Anything that gets delivered here will be returned, unknown, all that stuff. Glad you've seen that. Well, Sean, it's not a question of seeing a light. I worked on the van because I wanted to work on it. It didn't particularly bother me. I knew Marshall's track record as an ingrate. A person incapable of having any other thought for any other human being except himself. That's why the movie The Magnificent Ambersons is such a beautiful analogy to the life of a person like that has no concept that the whole world around him has crumbled, and the bravado and the brash and the boldness just disappears, and that's what's going to happen in this case. It'll be gone. It'll be gone. Yeah, so I feel very good. No regrets on my part. I'm very glad I did it. I had a good time, had good times. But as you see, people's true colors always come out. And frankly, I got tired of him using me for content and building up his channel. And that's particularly why I hit the road. And it leaves him far behind with nothing to do except review the latest wrapper that wraps up a Impossible Burger at Burger King or a McCafe coffee. What a life, huh? I said I'd do the van build, and now it's time to move on. There's other content coming. As soon as it's all clear, as soon as Missy Jen's stable here, I'm going to be right back on the road as if nothing happened with travels and adventures. The road will be different. It'll be much different, but you know what? The road will be even more interesting as we see what life is like in cities and towns that have been affected by this financial collapse and this pandemic. Thank you. Vicky says you set an example of graciousness. That's my nature. You know, Vicky, if you had need, I'd be there for you. Okay, because you're a friend of mine and a grateful friend of mine. Well, that's what I'm saying, Julie. That's the content that's been reduced now. There can be no intelligent talk of the world around him. There can be no intelligent talk of virology, no intelligent talk of economics. It's all just, might as well put a blindfold on and play pin the tail on the donkey in the van. That's about as much meaning as you'll get out of any analysis. It's alpha people lead, he follows, okay? Not to toot my horn, but on February 16th, I did my first video about what was coming. And we see how the things have turned out. Been growing. Yeah, he's big piggybacked off of me for years. Sucking every bit out that he could. Running over to Eric the Goat Man and putting himself on that channel. My channel's on fire. What an a-hole. That was it. That night was it. That was it. You know, for lack of a better word, that kind of confirmed as a jerk off in life. But we already knew that anyway. But it had nothing to do with the van build. Had nothing. That's something I undertook because I wanted to do the fan build. I just never imagined that somebody who purported to be an alpha male would be such a snowflake at the end of it all, because of those big bad trolls. And then you click on the chat and see what's on his stream, and it's all just people tearing him to pieces on the stream. But that's what he needs. That's why everybody was unbanned, because who in their right mind would go over there? You think you're going to learn what to do in this situation? It's a joke. That's what I'm saying, studio. It's time to move on. It's not, yeah, he performed as expected. No surprise. No worries. But in the intermediate time now, we've had the most major blow hit this country since the Great Depression coming, okay? Therefore, what I could have said, what you could have said, what anybody could have said, the people that made parodies, the people that threatened to chase on the road and do bodily harm and injure, do property damage, the forces of the world around us will now do what they could not do. Take this person to his knees and leave him as a puddle of oblivion on the road of life. That's the bottom line on that. That's what I'm saying. There's words, there's no sense. The brain is incapable of putting cogent points together out there. Okay, that's the bottom line. I'm going to freshen my coffee a little bit. Then we'll move on. Put a splash of vodka in the coffee. Woo! Being able, for my own situation in the future of YouTube now, I've probably said it 1,000 times. I'm glad that at least I attempted to provision for the future. Because I always imagined that one day something could come up. Didn't know what it would be. Didn't know what epic thing would happen, but something would happen. And life could possibly be disrupted in the United States and around the world. Well, it's happened. A lot of people are disconcerted. They're panicking. As I'm talking to you this morning, we're closing in on limit down circuit breakers again in the market. We've not reached that maximum point, sadly, of throwing in the towel, so we can't reverse and bait. We can't base and reverse at this point, but it's coming. And I can tell you what, when that point comes, and there's a market rally that they'll talk about for years, you're going to see people's psychology turn like that. The news is going to come good. Got a vaccine out there that's working. It's proven. That'll come. That'll come. Now, we don't have to worry about after this dawn, after this period of recovery, because that's where, unfortunately, a lot of the pain will set in, probably by summer into the fall. That's when we'll discover that the way of life in the world has been altered and will probably change for a long time. People's social relationships with people. What the government can do, I've begged people, get out of, if you have long-term bonds, long-term loans, get out of them, okay? If you have balanced portfolios that are composed of bonds and stocks, get out of your bonds. Interest rates are going to go through the roof. To me, if I had to venture a guess in life, it's not It's not the coronavirus that has precipitated this massive drop on Wall Street. It's what the governments around the world need to do in the face of it that has scared the hell out of the financial markets with the thought of borrowing trillions of dollars that the capacity is not there. So what gives? Interest rates got to go up. Other things have to be liquidated. And that's what we're seeing now. You're not hearing that anywhere else. You're not hearing that that's what's triggered this massive collapse. But that's the reality. Sean, I could care less about his haircut. He's irrelevant to me. Okay? He's been exposed for what he is and what people have known. He will decline into oblivion. He will resort to theatrics and screaming and hollering. But you know what? People have bigger fish to fry. They have their own lives to worry about now. Besides some goofball sitting in a van raising his voice and yelling. He doesn't understand the days of vaudeville are coming to an end. Okay? There's just nothing there anymore. The year of the rat. The year of the rat. That's what you always say, old weather guy. There's another guy that can't add anything to. Just enjoy yourself, weather guy. Just enjoy yourself. Yeah. By that enough time, that will be exactly. You'll be fine. You'll be fine. Yeah, it's time. His time is come and gone. The sun is set. There are no more parodies to be made. There are no more people to engage in. I'm the last person standing, and I've moved on. I have the ability to move on and live the dream life that he wanted to live, but will now be deprived of. That's the bottom line. Because nobody's around at that time. It's just a way to look at it. No malice, no ill will. You don't have to worry. It's just the world's going to be dishing that out. The next 3 years in this nation could be some of the most difficult years of any of our lives. Okay, but there will still be humor. There will still be people that care about each other. But it will be tough times, and those that were the most prepared will go through. So I'm not surprised, Sean. My expectation was never that, because my expectation is that you can't change a person's basic nature, and the only thing that does that is life. Okay. When the government puts a shovel in your hand and says, we're going to bust a new road through the Sierras, and we're going to do it by hand, and you 200 guys grab the shovel. If you want to eat, you want a place to sleep, you want to get a shower and cleaned up, here's your shovel. The real questions. Sean, there's nothing new in the questions that you ask. They've been asked 1,000,000 times. Okay? I mean, I enjoyed building the van. I did the work. But it's exceedingly hard when you have work with somebody that has zero work ethic. Okay, that's the difference. When your days don't get underway until 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Okay. Now they don't get underway till 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Now prime time is at 3 a.m. in the morning. Sort Zoom out. We need a hangout. That Zoom is a mess. They were criticizing it. Today, Zoom. Yeah, I was frustrated at the end, but as soon as I got on the road, I felt so good, and I brought the content. In a short period of time, I was cranking out the content. Not content of drama for the day, but things that people will enjoy for years on Tonopah Cemetery, the Clown Motel. cinematic video stuff that will leave a decent legacy of quality and not a legacy of crap in the world. We have a small business and we are working. It's good for you, Peggy Sue. Good for you. Good for you. So, okay, Dave said they canceled my wife's surgery. I'm relieved as well. Okay, you take care. Have that nice hot soapy shower, Canadian chick. Send pics. You know, people like Bubba Bug out there that prepared. His life is not going to fundamentally change that much in the world. Okay, because you can talk to Bubba Bug, and I've talked to him on the phone before. I've exchanged Gmails with him. And you could tell a man with a very strong work ethic that need not fear a very strong personal set of ethics that does not need fear the future. Also stressed at the moment due to the number of people. Yes, it will be. But so far, so good. So far, so good. Didn't crash into anything, Cajun Kev. The whole story was concocted. There's nothing wrong with the van. Nothing. It was all another made-up story. How you doing? It's the desperation for content. The questioning. Did anything happen or not? Any normal person would get out, show the van. But when you need views and you need people to continuously question that, people bite the bait. That's the reality of things. Yeah, the channel's doing good. I cannot complain. I've been doing very good. I'm adding people at a record pace to the channel. Not that I come on here and talk about that. Yeah, Diamonds. That's what I'm doing. I'm looking at this as a chance to do spring cleaning. Exactly. Missy Jen's dream will come true here. I'm going to be throwing out a ton of stuff. I'll be doing some streams from the garage workshop when I'm out there and doing some stuff like that. You're going to see a lot of me. I got nothing else to do. Okay. How you doing, Jose? So, you know, keep a smile on people's faces. Have a good time. Smooth said there was a scratch on it. Whatever, you know. A scratch is not a crash. I have a dent on the side of my van where somebody pushed a shopping cart into it. Okay, that's what I got. Are the seniors on Social Security getting a check also? Yes, they are, Joyce. If you're in the system, if you get a Social Security check, if you get a Social Security disability check, if you filed tax returns, okay, you will get a check. It's the people that aren't in the system that, well, what I call the leeches on the system. The people that have all been on the take side that won't have any physical ability to receive a check, nor are they entitled to it. So, hair grease. Did somebody just hit something outside, or was that a door closing? We had a meth house explode on, what was that, Tuesday morning at 3 a.m. The windows blew out of the house, and the meth cooker went bad.
The curtains are still out.
Curtains are out. The windows are blown out. That's why I love this neighborhood. It's so darn colorful. Yeah, it's a tax rebate. I don't think that they'll be taxable. It's just a return of taxes. Hey, Dennis. Now, tomorrow is going to be interesting. They're going to report the first-time claims for unemployment filings. It's going to be a historical figure. It may touch over 1 million people tomorrow. Unemployment will eventually make its way up to 20+% in this nation. But remember, that means 80% of the people, 75% of the people are still working, still holding jobs. Okay. What is the primary dealer facility play they talking about? Well, when they first started out with and the Treasury Secretary Mnuchin, you guys don't really ever see him too often. The Federal Reserve has done everything it can do. It's done. Okay? The Federal Reserve cut interest rates to zero. They have set up facilities so that banks would be able, the borrowing window would be open so there would not be liquidity squeezes. The problem they left, one area that they didn't tend to, was corporations like Boeing, like others that are stressed, that would not be good candidates for bank loans right now. Would you lend money to Boeing in the current environment? Remember, early on in the coronavirus, Boeing drew down on its $14 billion of credit lines. Okay, they snatched every penny they could. Now, if Boeing was to go into a bank, the bankers would have to say, man, we don't know what the future of aviation is going to be. We don't know who's going to be flying in planes. We don't know. We don't know if the leisure sector will come back. We can't lend you money, sorry. You're not a good credit risk. Now, the Treasury got told that, and they reinstituted something that they used to have. It's called the commercial borrowing window, where they're probably not going to lend you the money, but they will guarantee those loans, the commercial paper that Boeing needs to continue its operations. Boeing is considered critical for the defense of the United States of America, okay, as is Raytheon, Grumman, all of them. Yeah, a good deal of their troubles due to the 737 and all that. I mean, when the people that built the Boeings come out and the engineers and say that this plane is like monkeys design it, then you've got a really big problem, okay? All right. Lend money. Yeah, how you doing, Bunny? Yeah, there were the bank bailouts. Yeah, there will be bank bailouts, yeah. There's no need to get run. There's not going to be runs on the banks. Everybody's in the same boat. We're no better or worse than the United States full faith and credit pledge. We're no better or worse than anybody else that has a bond and note. I would not be in long-term bonds or notes, though. I'd be getting out of them while the getting's good. Will the primary dealer be enough to prop the market up? Well, where do we stand now? What is the Dow doing at this moment? There's your answer. The Dow's looking ahead. Market's looking ahead. The Chairman Bears are swimming in dough. The Charmin Bears, yes they are. Nice to see you, Bunny. Thank you. Yeah, they're crashing. We're coming to the point of the final shock and awe stage of this crash, the great crash of 2020. The final hurrah. All the big theater will be all the big drama will be wrapped up within a week or two at the most, and everything else will pale in comparison. I'm glad you did this hangout. Seems you helped a few. Well, Quinny, I woke up today, and that's why I started I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not registered. I have precious little money to do investments. My house is basically tied in. My house is going to lose a tremendous amount of value, but I did not buy the house to invest in. I bought the house to live in. And it has served beautifully in that capacity for me. But what I do have is an incredible sense of history and an acute sense of financial history of the globe and particularly the United States. And there's one other factor too. Human nature never changes. That's why the Elliott wave theory is such an excellent tool to use in evaluating markets, because it's the only tool that encompasses human nature, a tendency to be greedy when times are good and panicky when times are bad. People repeat the same emotions, the same response to things, and that's why the Elliott wave works so beautifully. Thank you, Tony. Excellent historical perspective, right? So we feel better. I mean, this carnage is going to end. You're never going to have this theater again in your lifetime. Okay, it's going to be, things will be, the temperature will go down on the pot. Right now, it becomes a talking point through history of your grandkids and kids and how life changed in America because of the great crash of 2020. I'll keep them those playing in that. The voice of reason. That's what I say. So when people wake up, Rosie, tell me, should I buy Apple? Should I sell my Boeing? Man, I don't know. I'm just saying. I have no right to tell anybody anything. The only thing I can say to people is what I'm going to do, and I put it out last night. Between 15 and 16,000 on the Dow, I'm going to be buying. Okay, and it's going to look, people are going to think I'm a nut, just like I bought this place in 2011. People thought I was a nut. At the point of maximum panic and short sales and all that. So you need the guts of a cat burglar to go in there at that time, and I know that. Great intestinal fortitude. But that's when you can lock in some good prices. It'll be good rallies for months to come. The bounty lady, Madge. You're soaking in it. In the old days, they would have a war. Well, you will have a war. But wars are not an early factor in depressions. They are a later phenomenon of depressions. When people are so ragged out, so mentally fatigued, so wanting to find a Congress that's able to do something or make a way forward, that a dictator emerges over the horizon, a potential big dictator who speaks well, who can enthrall the people and tell the people, hold your heads high, you're Americans, or you're Germans. And we can build a new future of pride and just give me the votes, make me the king of the world. That's the time that they happen, typically many years in, and then the friction becomes so great that eventually there is war. Yep, thank you, Bunny. I never have panicked in my life in any situation on the streets. Anything I focus my portfolio, they haven't really puked those equity. They might. I think that the utilities are always the last bastion of a good investment, and they will face their own financial problems of declining revenue bases and people's economizing on electric and all that. So, how you doing, Kit and Cat? How you doing? What are you buying in on when the market is between 15 and 16,000 on the Dow, which may be tomorrow, it may be in a week or two, it may take 3 weeks. I am going to buy SPY, which is the Standard & Poor's 500 index, traded on the New York Stock Exchange. That is what I am going to buy, and when I am going to buy it. Yeah, that's good, Christina. Yeah, those that can keep their heads about them can make some coin. How are you doing, Kit and Cat? Nice to see you today. Thanks for popping in. Sister Earth, good to see you. Okay, Toon Cat, thank you. Oh, that's exactly the same story I told people yesterday. People said, what are you going to do? That's exactly what I'm going to do. I see the price of oil at $15 to $20 a barrel, somewhere in that range. It will force out all but the most financially strong producers. What is it, George? Is it crackheads? Go get those crackheads. Nope, it's never time to panic. No. I do have Marantz amplifiers. I do. Quad rails. Got everything here. So. The price of oil won't mean anything to anybody because travel was at a virtual standstill. It's not going to matter. Do you know what kind of cake you're going to bake this weekend? Somebody told me a picking cake or something, a pig picking cake, and I said no. I don't like the name of it. I think I'm gonna make a chocolate cake or something like that. Bury your money in the backyard. Yeah, George is gonna know. Yeah, that's it, kid and cat. You don't strike me as the kind of person that panics, and I've never been the kind of person. Maybe a carrot cake, Lindsay. There's a good idea. I haven't made a carrot cake. How you doing, Mouse Toes? There's another person that will just sail through whatever's coming. Did you see, becoming a thing with social distancing? It's a good question, Matt. That's a good question. Dave's like, adventure unknown. Pay your electric bill. Pay your electric bill. No, he's not a drinker. Looking at how the videos are going to get. That's right. That's right. Thank you, Dave. Pay your electric bill. Did we pay our electric bill? No. I'm just gonna write on my bill and send it back. I just can't take care of this right now. Just put it on my tab. I'm not going to have cream cheese icing, Susie, because I'm not going to go to the store to pick that up probably. So I'm minimizing my store time. I will be doing chooches out on the street, seeing what life looks like under with so many things shuttered. They'll do that. Hey Tess, how you doing, sweetheart? Nice to see you. I've got shredded carrots here. And after those fires, they ought to give free powers for years. Yeah. So when are casino stocks a buy? Tell me which casino stock is financially strong, Janet, and then I'll answer the question. Start with Wynn has $10 billion of debt. Okay, and they get worse from there. Caesars Group, what are they, $3 a share? What the hell is Macy's now, $5 a share? All right, these are walking dead at the moment. They just don't know it, okay? My piles of scrap will be worth something in my retirement fund and drop that zipper earthquake. Yeah, so yesterday I was able to get, there was no meat, I was able to get packages of Johnsonville brat, so I came home with $120 worth of groceries yesterday, so I'm pretty happy. I don't think casinos are they're not a positive. They're not a positive. Dennis said the Dow went below 19,000, so probably the rate things are gone. Maybe Monday. I don't know. It's hard to say when we'll hit that. You broke when it and they're all using credit. Be broke when it ends. Yeah, there'll be plenty of food in the stores. Give it another 3 weeks or so. And people will be buying cheap things, and the stores will be under tremendous pressure too, just like everybody else. Stocked up on pet food. Yeah, Missy Jen. She was all good for Georgie, man. Everything that Georgie needs. And I told, take care, John. I told Missy Jen, you just make your shopping list, and whatever I can try to pick up for you, I will. When I'm out there for her. I don't want her out circulating. I come home, put some sanitizer, make our own bleach concoction here. I can use straight moonshine. I have gallons of it, and just wipe down all the products that I bring from the store. And did the other shopping for friends, and I'm like, that's good. Went shopping or selling toilet paper rolls for shelves were slim and parts bare. Spent $35. Oh yeah. Of course I do, Quinny. I have responsibility for Missy Jen. We are ordered to shelter in place, Victor, but you are allowed to go out and take care of your necessities, and the press is still allowed to operate. So there's a place here in Michigan makes spirits, and oh, that's cool, Sister Earth. Kitten Cat's like, I spent over 300 so far on the fire stuff. Kitten Cat's a survivor. You know, Kitten Cat has superior intellectual power here. Buying a Thai wife. There you go. Thank you, Quinny. Would you do any different, Quinny? Would you feel responsible? I absolutely feel responsible for Missy Jane. You're the same way, Quinny. 110%. Let me know. We're all good, Katie. I got tons of things that I've had here, and I want to tell you guys, I still have jars of white lightning, what we call here off the worm, 180 proof or so. It's better than sanitizers. Okay. I've got so much ability to kill germs here. It's amazing. We have guns, booze, and we're all set. There you go, Christina. Anyway, I need toilet paper and can't find it anywhere. Just grab some old socks, Dano, and I don't even have a washing machine right now. Damn washing machine's taken apart right now. Hell, I'm gonna be smoking crack next door to Rosie. Yes, he will. Moonshine will work beautifully. It's 92% pure ethanol. I go back to school, get line, bring them home, and they gave us a hot life call if we need supply. Good kitty. I mean, Burger King is feeding kids if your kid's unable to eat. At school, Burger King will feed your child. You know, you're in the catbird seat. In one way, I am. At least anyway. Someone said you can order toilet paper from Home Depot. I don't know what the run of toilet paper is, but I can envision truckloads of toilet paper just making their way across the nation from the factories of Georgia Pacific and Kimberly-Clark and Scott, everywhere, just Procter & Gamble. And in another week or so, the shelves are going to be so choked with toilet paper that the prices will crash at that point. Bottle stuff and sell it. Selling corn cobs. Yeah, there you go. Coffee filters and things like that. People will do good. I mean, yep. The magnificent Ambersons, exactly. Toilet paper convoy. You can imagine all those trucks. They're 3 shifts, 7 days a week. High times. Amazon wants to hire 100,000. States need to hire people to process unemployment claims and things. Eventually, their own jobs will disappear. It's a short-term phenomenon, but there's money to be made. Some places here are not taking cash. Interesting, Sister Earth. I wonder what the rationale is. That's actually against the law. 3. Charmin is really good. That's it, Matt. Charmin's controlling the New World Order. Woo! Woo! Both, Tyson. I wipe my butt on a tree out back. I wouldn't do it on a pine tree, right? Don't tell the tree what we're using from toilet paper. I can't even get grits or toilet paper from Amazon. So they have they have signs credit or debit. Yeah, because yeah, it's interesting. Thanks for all the tips. That's all. Somehow check around for toilet paper. There you go, Dana. They're curbing cuts down on contacts. You know, that's a good rationale. They don't want to touch the cash. So that's the reason why. Next thing is we're going to reach the point of flattening the curve in this nation, the curve of infection. And once that curve is flattened, we'll be okay. Our business being, I'm praying. Yeah, there you go, Tess. I understand, honey. I understand that. I'm doing good, Pam. How are you doing? How are you doing? If I was going to get some cash, I guess not a good idea. Box.com is also a grocery site. Same here. mentally and physically. The important thing is just we're getting a little closer to a turning point here, a little bit closer. Junker says, I sneeze a couple times a day, normal for B, but now it gets me concerned. Actually, a runny nose and coughing is symptomatic of this. It's not sneezing. That's why I wasn't concerned about that. D, he had a common variety cold. You gonna feed the doggies? Huh?
Yeah, it's, I'm not sure if there's.
Is it raining out?
I'm not sure if there's anybody there feeding them. So.
All right, Missy Jen's gonna go on a mission of mercy. Make sure that Domino, Penny, and Millie Vanilli have something to eat over their restaurants. But toilet paper and concern for D. He's young and healthy, Quinny. He'll be fine. Let the child decide when to potty. Regret that now. No diapers to be found. Yeah, the common cold is a variation of that. Our bank giving us a hand-on clip for our key rings when we do good. Mouse toes, cool. Yes, just remember, re-embrace it. Like filling the bead, the bird feeder once again. No, I think once and for all, he exposed his true lack of character. And his lack of ethics and morality was on display for all to see. So I don't feel compelled, unless under the most dire circumstance, to do anything on that. You have true travel, pal, and D. Yes, I do, Super Day. I certainly do, and I'm very grateful that the door of doom is no longer scary sounding. I'm happy to be able to travel with D. Somebody that wakes up in the morning happy. Can get up at 8 to 9 a.m. in the morning in normal time, have a good day, walk with good spirit, enjoy, doesn't claim to be a foodie, eating McDonald's burgers. I'm a foodie, baby, I'm a foodie, yeah, reviewing the Burger King Whopper. To this. How you doing, PJ? Nice to see you. There are no circumstances dire enough. I can't believe it was only externally on the night they believe the dog spread the disease. Yeah. I was watching an interesting documentary about this this scientist of Norwegian, I think it was Norwegian or Swedish descent, that went up in the 1950s. He had a theory about the Spanish flu, and he went up to an Eskimo village to get permission to unearth the bodies that had been put in a permafrost down there, in the hopes of getting tissue, lung tissue, and things like that. He wasn't successful for the first time, but then later he went back when the military has their own pathology research labs, and he contacted the Dr. Tannenbaum that was working at that facility, Defense Pathology Lab or something like that, and said, hey, I hear you're sequencing the Spanish flu genetic sequencing, and do you want me to go back up to this village in where the Eskimos are and see if I can get another body for you? And they're like, yeah. Got permission from the Eskimos to dig up and exhume the graves again, and he found a perfectly preserved woman who happened to be on the heavy side, which was very rare for Eskimo culture because they lived pretty much hand to mouth, and I was able to extract lung tissue and things and bring that back to the lab, and they were able to sequence the Spanish flu virus and things. Jen, you should probably wipe that down first, right? I wouldn't just go indiscriminately opening up, touching boxes. Okay. Make sure that you sanitize your hands afterward. That thing has been through the mail system and everything.
So I'll just,
mail is a lethal weapon for bringing in disease. Okay. Yeah, biomedical. Anyway, it was very interesting to see how this doctor that originally tried to do his PhD and got defeated because he couldn't find enough viable tissue to do it. And it took 13,000 pieces to put together to map it out. 13,000 little pieces of the puzzle to be put in. And it took 10 years to do that. 10 years. You're like a Xanax, but no... Am I that depressing? Quirky girl? I'm like a barbiturate, you know, just calm down. What we need is, here's your homework assignment besides watching the magnificent Amberson's Orson Welles movie. Get some Bob Ross painting things. Bob Ross will talk to you very low-key, very mellow. Watch him do a couple landscapes and things. You will be so calm. Yeah, get some of that hand sanitizer and really get your hands clean there. I don't want you touching your face and stuff. So don't use a ton of it, just enough to get the job done. We got to make that really last. So Bob Ross will lower your blood pressure. Exactly. Victor Jimenez, until D comes out and says he doesn't have enough food, I won't believe it. Okay. How you doing, RB Debs? Xanax are yummy. I think she meant that. How you doing, Deb? Yeah, thank you, Cheryl. Magnificent Aunt, 19 for second feature film by Orson Welles. Booth Tarkington's Pulitzer Prize winning novel. Don't be typing Russian. Don't be typing Cyrillic in here. My nickname for you is Ms. Xanax. Thank you. Do you know in high school when I played basketball, things like that, they called me Dr. Ice back then, because if the game was close and it depended on being fouled and hitting the free throw line, I could stand there and sink those shots on the free throw line while people up in the stands are screaming and hooting, hollering, flipping the finger, you suck, and all that. I could just put that thing. It's called silencing the crowd. I don't get rattled. Do you think it's true about India competing with China? Yeah, I'm not sure. You and the viewers have it. Okay, you too, Kevin. You too. Xanax memories. He called me Dr. Ice. Yeah, that's a good time to buy the metals. They'll certainly be the basis of any monetary changes that come up.
They come from China.
What is that? What is it? I can't see it. Tell me what it is, Jen.
The masks.
Oh, the masks.
With
Yeah.
the filter.
Okay.
They come from China.
The KN95 masks. They come from China. You better wipe them down individually too. So.
Yeah, we got the Chinese.
Yep. Quaaludes.
Is
Yeah.
that weird?
Yeah, it's too warm in here now. Yeah, that's weird. They come from China. So much comes out of there. Exactly.
And you would think they ran out over there. What's going on, everybody?
Yeah. I had to get something to drink.
Come to-
Yeah. Pardon me, guys. I had to get something to drink there. All right. Let's see.
What's up, bitches?
Yeah. Hey, Kim. How you doing, doll? Old people shouldn't have social media. Kylu, you're the oldest one here. I hope you start a fourth channel. Econ Investing 101. I do most of that stuff over on Rosie Murphy. If I have a canned sort of point to make, I put it over on Rosie Murphy. So make sure that you're make sure you're subscribed over to that channel. Yep, we're getting $1,000. Yay! No, I got to work on the Motorola. I got plenty of time. Plenty of time. Huh? Mine's going right on the pay down the van.
Huh?
Mine's going right on the van. My $1,000 check is going to go towards paying off the van. I'm not going out and buying a 65-inch TV. Only idiots will be doing that. So, yeah, Voodoo. Nice to see you, sir. Nice to see you. You stay safe. Been sick for 25 days. Oh my goodness, Voodoo's been sick for 25 days. Yep. Yep, you're getting 1,000.
Who in their right mind will buy a TV?
You never know what people do. The checks hit, the market turned, we're starting to climb. People think the worst is over, when it's actually just the opening overture of a symphony. I don't know. Watch more Fox News. Ding. Breaking news. Ding.
Can you eat a TV? When the power is
Yeah, there you
out?
go, Peggy Sue. Good for you.
When the power is out, you can just look at the TV and go, yeah.
Just look at the TV. I don't know.
What the hell?
People buy. That's what the government counts on.
People
Dumb
need-
people wasting
need to be a
the.
smack over the head with that.
Most people are going to stick it in their pocket and hold on to it for dear life. It's not going to have the effect that the government expects it to.
No interest. Zero interest rate. No interest on it.
Victor says, my $1,000's gone towards alcohol. Yeah. Learn to make your own. Yeah, Junkers, I'm only going to buy a 50-inch with my part of the check. I don't believe there's an income limit, Sister Earth. I believe it. They want everyone that has been in the system in any way, shape, or form, whether you're receiving Social Security disability, whether you're receiving straight Social Security, whether you're on the record as a taxpayer and in the database, then I believe that you are entitled to it.
Cheese and hot dogs.
Yeah, Hazel's lovely. She's a wonderful singer. Wonderful.
Invest in cheese and hot dogs because everybody's buying that shit.
There's really no need to buy it. In another week or so, the food situation subsides. Shelves will be loaded. They'll be laying off the workers at the factories from third shift and second shift. It's just a short-term bubble. Amazon's hiring 100,000 people in 6 months. The Christmas season won't develop, and they'll just be laying off people like crazy. So, yeah, retired military, all those people, Annie, all those people. Yeah. Red Pill said it's a great time to diet. Woo! Get those, yeah, ladies, bikini season's coming. How you doing, Amy? How are you? Good to see you. One lab watch melting down over the empty shelves at Walmart. There will not be much of a Christmas this year, which in a way will be a decent thing, you know, to get people a simpler time of family and all that. So any American over 18 qualifies. Well, qualifying and getting are two different things. Oh, PJ. I'm going to get a little more to drink. Do 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 do. La da do $1 check. Check. Give me my check. Give me my check. Give me my check. Yeah, TVs will be on sale. Gypsy said these kids today couldn't handle Walton's Christmas. They might not have much choice on it. Pocket Change said, what are your thoughts on Great and Casino Financials forecast? All I can tell you, Pocket Change, is people enjoy their vices when times go bad, okay? There's people in there, as soon as Great opens their doors again, they'll be in there with their masks and their gloves, pushing those buttons. That's right. They take the names from tax returns, disability checks, Social Security. That's exactly correct. Victor, I will be buying the SPY, the S&P 500. I'm not going to waste time trying to pick individual stocks. I'm buying the broad index. Want to go to a strip club? Yes, people enjoy their vices during. They drink more. They go a little crazy. How you doing, Slab City News? I haven't seen you in a minute. No, it's going to be very hard to get that check if you're not in the system. Let's see. How much cash should I put in S&P when I don't know your cash situation. I only know mine. I'm not a financial advisor. People just ask me, what are you going to do? And I just told them what I'm going to do. By generating lots of shelves. There you go, Mr. Z. I'm going to get this. I'm going to work on this Onin generator. I'm going to get this going from the Lisa Marie. And I'm going to have that ready. I don't know, all they spent on malt liquor, Newports, and lottery tickets. Woo! Okay, good, Slab City News. I've missed seeing you around. Nice to see you. What's the dollar supposed to do? The dollar is going to become more valuable, Bunny. Believe it or not, at least in the short term. Reason being, there's not enough dollars out there right now. They've all been blown to smithereens in the equity markets and stuff. They've been oil markets. How much money has gone up in smoke into thin air in the last month? 5 trillion. Hey, Reaper Man, how you doing? I don't know who this electrical technique is, man. You don't have to come in here doing that, okay? Hey, Monkey Boy, how you doing? Thank you, Slab City. He says, I enjoy your show, Rosie, a lot. Thank you. Things will be clearer day by day, but we're getting close, I think, to a turning point here. Answer grape, ask her anything. Yeah, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm only a financial historian. That's it. I guess they'll be mailing diplomas, Anton. Funny how you have hardly any trolls, yet some channels only get trolls. Well, some people delude themselves, Quinny. Trolls just don't land from outer space indiscriminately. Trolls go where there's somebody that's doing something that's not socially acceptable, or hurting other people, or acting harsh or negative, and that's where they come from. How you doing, Kathy? Haven't seen you in a while. Some people have got. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, somebody they can trigger, somebody else that's all they have on their channel. That's all it devolves to, is that. So there's. You think they'll also look at voter records for stimulus checks? I don't think so, Kim C. Because voting is on a state basis. It's a 2,800 watt own-in gas. I have to get that running. Caught you live in the day. I'm ironing my laundry can. 16 quarts of pickled cucumbers. Woo! Way to go, Lavender. How are you weathering this storm? Got everything you need? Doing good, Krusty. Doing good. I live close to the ground on a daily basis, so I've not had far to fall. Trolls make things funny though. Sometimes they're funny a lot of times. Guess I'll have to get a sex doll to keep me keep you company. Woo! Yeah, quirky girl Missy Jen just got masks from China in the mail. I've asked her to make sure to sanitize things, and I'm not sure as to their authenticity. It's a hell of a time now to chump people and cheat people. So. Much more reliable propane stores for. That's a good idea, Cindy. I may do a conversion, but I want to tie it into the house system, so it's easier for me to just throw some gasoline in it. And all means crap from zero. Something better than nothing. Rich, you want to say appreciate your channel, positive. Thank you very much, Bunny. I will always have a positive point of view in life. Always. Okay, Pocket Bully says, I knew this was coming. Not many people know, but last week Trump revoked the hours of service laws for truckers. Yes. That's also covered in the Defense Production Act, that the United States government can tell companies to disclose patents and proprietary information to other companies. In other words, if Johnson & Johnson, Abbott Labs, Merck, Pfizer, if they have production of durable medical equipment, which Johnson & Johnson does, the government can force them to allow other companies to have the engineering plans and to develop and produce things like incubators and critical materials. They can tell truckers that they can't strike. They can tell dock workers they've got to work extra hours. It gives tremendous power to the executive branch, as if we're at war. Onan was the first man in the Bible to spill his seed upon the ground. I don't know, Cindy. I'll take your word for it. Yeah, old Professor Lieber's in a pickle, isn't he? He's only one. The 1,000 Talents program of China. By the time I'm done tearing into that program, we'll be exposing and bringing out more people that haven't really gotten the headlines but are scumbags in academia. Yeah, the banks are open, yeah. Banks, post office delivers. Jen, was that Jen? She got her headphones on. Yep, Lee. Yeah, so that's what Truman invoked in the face of the Korean War, when people were tired after World War II and wanted their wages to go up, and steel workers on strike and all that. I'm doing good, Nicholas. I hope you've been well. Are you okay? Nicholas Gaming in by Commons, yeah. healthy sites, but they Breathe Healthy sites update their stock available in the U.S. had made more. You read about the truck full that spilled on 401. What a waste. I didn't read about that, but there are so many rolls of toilet paper that are going to be stuffed into the supply line. It's going to be unbelievable. Pregnant women added to coronavirus high-risk group reminds me of the Zika outbreak. Actually, pregnant women in the 1918 pandemic, 1918-1919 pandemic, died at the highest death rates were amongst pregnant women. No, I didn't hear Ackerman's statement. Vicky said, "I'm in so much pain, I don't know what to do." Well, what kind of pain, Vicky? The KFC and Coke have to disclose their secret recipes. No, but they they might be converted to distribution points for government cheese, Mr. Z. Yeah, well, if your granddaughter's pregnant, keep her out of circulation at all costs. We gotta remember. Oh, yeah. End of the world, but he's buying. You still got King of the Road on your head? Check out, I think it's very comfortable. Okay. How about pensions? How safe are they? Not the subject matter of this. I hate to say that, Deb. I don't want to. I don't want to go there right now. Do 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 do. La da 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 da. I'll have plenty to say on that when at the right time. But now's the time to begin to get the positivity back here. What about the U.S. professor call their vehicles? How will they receive? Do they pay taxes, pocket change, if they use a forwarding service or wherever they're filing taxes or whatever will be it. Thank you, Diamonds. You have a great day too, okay? Oh, geez, there goes George, tough guy. What's he doing, Jen? Huh? He doesn't like that when that birds are eating his food out there. All the big fat crows. Jackson got it. If let's just put it this way: if you don't think that there's going to be fundamental changes in the monies that are allocated in this nation, then you're living in la la land, okay? There's going to be big adjustments that are going to be made. And now much less dependent on employer contributions. Okay, good. Well, yeah, we're all in the same boat, Christina. I'm get my pension at 65. I chose the defined benefit as opposed to the defined contribution. So, but who knows? I'm in the same boat as everybody. I'm no different. I'm a chump too. Of course, Missy Jen already knew that. She's staring at me now. Yes, you are a chump. A poor chump. A poor happy chump.
I'm not in a boat with nobody. I'm in my little RV chooching by myself.
And that's it, chooching by yourself. Chooching by yourself.
I'm doing my own thing.
Yeah, I love the James Cagney movies, especially the ones with George Raft in them. Georgie's tough, yeah. Georgie's tough. Yeah. You gonna bring Georgie over and say hi? Huh? Bring that little mutt over here. There he is, coming in for a landing. There he is. Georgie, what are you doing, huh? What are you doing? Are you saying hi to everybody? Huh? Huh? You got that stinky breath? Huh? You got that stinky breath? Huh? There he is. I want you to vote for me for president. Yay. Yeah. I don't have a job, Cindy. Let's see, now I want to pat the belly. There he is. There's Georgie boy. You say hi to everybody, huh? Don't forget to wear your mask and limit your exposure. Give Georgie, king of the world. I like to give him noogies. Yeah, there's Georgie. Georgie, get those. Did you get them birds? Go get those birds. You gonna go get those? Go get them. Get those birds. Get them. Go get them. Go get them. Yeah, he's given a choice between me and Jen. I'm just another dog here in the house. I am just another dog in the house. That's all I am. Tara's going to be your running mate. George is what, 9 years old, Jen?
He'll be 9 this year, yeah.
He'll be 9 this year. He'll be 9. He's enjoying very good health. He's a good boy. Yeah. I got to get this tooth tended to. Boy, I hope my that pump comes for the washing machine fast. It did last time. Let's see. Okay. All right. Anyone else enjoy the new YouTube browser experience? I don't know. YouTube's going to have its own issues. I got a tooth that needs to be refilled. My dentist's like, don't come over here. I'm going to go out in the shop and take a drill. I'm going to have to drink heavily and take a drill and drill it out myself and pack it, right? With some Bondo or something. Okay, Joyce, you take care. Protecting supermarkets and diet rail travels down 70%. Yeah, I used crazy glue before on when my cap came off before. It worked good for a while, and then I ate it one day. It just where did my cap go? My silver cap. I ended up swallowing it with a piece of beef. Yeah, I'm okay. I'm all right, Mouse Toes. I'm probably pretty good. Yep. Yeah, I called my dentist. I need to get this thing tended to. Yeah, well, good luck. Let me know how it turns out for you. More 30-year-olds are getting more sick and needing ventilators. Best thing you can do is just self-isolation. Flatten the curve. Okay, that's it. Flatten the curve. Is Tara in here? I didn't see Tara. Yeah, get a Dremel. That's it, Cindy. The Dremel. Rots a rock. George, get that cat. I wish the cleaning would get done. No, there's it encourages George to eat his food because he thinks
We got a cat now.
we got a cat now. Yeah. He didn't lower the commission zero for all product. They knew something was ahead. I don't know. The way to do it is you just shut everything down for 2 weeks and just shelter. That's it. That's it. Yeah, Junker's like, fine, I'll stay home. I'll write you a note, Junker. Quirky says, I bought some putty-like stuff in the toothpaste aisle for fixing fillings temporarily. Cool. Cool. I am from Baltimore originally. If you're going to get into DIY Dremel, make sure that these quality, not the Dremel branded drills and burrs. Fillings are a mechanical joint like a dovetail. Yeah, you've got to hollow out a little bit on the inside. Mercury fillings were good. Yes, Sister Earth, our shelter in place began today. I will be on the streets. Probably not today, but sometime coming up, checking it out. I will not be making contact with anybody.
Free hugs to the...
Yeah, free hugs. Can you imagine that in Las Vegas? Free hugs. It's like, I'd rather do the kick me in the nuts guy. Yeah, you're allowed to the grocery store. You're allowed to take walks. You're allowed to act and any truth to Wuhan burning patients alive. Not likely, Quirky Girl. Would be unheard of over there. Trying to get infected. I got mercury fillings too. I'm loaded with them. Loaded. Junker. CPAP machine can probably be used as a ventilator, yeah. That was my concern, Christina says. Spring break in Florida right now looks nuts. I was telling Missy Jen, I hope this doesn't end up.
Huh?
Christina from Flint said spring break in Florida right now looks nuts. We looked at some of the video this morning. To my mind, I hope it doesn't end up like the war bond parade in 1918 in Philadelphia, where they begged the city officials, do not hold this parade. Do not put all these people on the streets. And damn, they held it the next day, and they held it, and next day there were thousands of people flooding the hospitals. I hope these...
They need to put tents up at the beach and quarantine them on the beach.
Well, I mean, they can be tremendous vectors back to the rest of the nation, you know?
They will just stay on the beach.
Well, you know.
Life is a beach.
Yeah, the mayor in Pinellas County is denying orders to clear the beaches there during spring breaks. It's just that there's profits before people.
And have fake sharks swimming on the coast.
Profit before people. Now, I admire Las Vegas, you know, because they just, the governor said, you know what, we're going to close the casinos for the first time since 1963. I don't hear any squawking and complaining. They get with the program, but if county commissioner of Pinellas County can't understand the risk of it, it's ridiculous. Hey Janice, how you doing? You know, that's what a pandemic requires. Self-quarantine requires everybody to be cooperative. If you're going to flatten that, we're not even reached the point. We're probably 9 or 10 days away from really spiking up the number of people that are infected here. Yeah, just another day in paradise. Stupid. Young people think they'll live forever. closed considering everyone was here in Florida. I headed up that way. Yeah. Utah had an earthquake, a big, what was it, 5.7? Now I'm stuck on home isolation. We're stuck for 3 weeks here, but you can still go out and take walks. Just maintain your distance from people.
Wear a mask.
Wear a mask. Oh, you're very sick though. Sorry to hear that, PJ. Just stay hydrated, honey. Sorry to hear that. When was the drinking in 1918, the virus? Well, they found out that young people died at a disproportional rate between the ages of 15 and 40 years old, probably because they'd never had exposure to, they'd never built up any basic immunity to viruses in 1918. Okay, okay, they run out of tests. Just hydrate. 3% of the people die. Okay, the odds are you're not going to be one of them. Garden planting soon, exactly. Plant a garden. Yeah, go around burning cheap gas. Really good. I'm in a low risk. Good for you, PJ. Good for you. They're going to do a lot of telemed. I bought a lot of Gatorade. Good, good. Yeah, get lots of sleep and rest. For most people, it's going to be no different than regular bouts of influenza. You know, every 100 years there's a plague of sorts. Exactly. Exactly. Well, guys, I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to get things shut down here. I'm going to start doing some cleanup around here. I will be back this evening.
Get to work.
We'll get to, yeah, Missy Jen's like, get to work.
Now.
Time for bullshitting is over. Get to work, get to work, get to work. Yeah, that's it. So I will see you guys this evening, and yeah, maybe have a few laughs, have a few beers tonight. Thank you again to my wonderful moderators. Thank you, Lee. Great to see you, Limo. Always a voice of calm within things. One of my best wonderful friends in here. Always level-headed, economically savvy in so many ways. So y'all have a great day, and yeah, see you later.